Kansas farmers are publicly regretting voting for Donald Trump and wish they would have read Project 2025 now that Donald Trump's policies are directly affecting them.
There are a lot of people who are very concerned out there who voted for this administration. But they wrote it all down in Project 2025. I guess we should have paid a little closer attention to what was in that. I read the agriculture section. I know it better than I probably should. But it was there. It was all in writing. We probably should have paid closer attention to it. I'll just say this. I think it's time for this administration to recognize who put them into office, and also to understand that these people are hurting, and this only adds to the hurt that they're already dealing with.
Kansas MAGA voters are in pain.
I'm going to try to get through this without crying. My name is Louise, and me and my family own a wheat farm in Kansas. We are all certainly lifelong Republicans, and we were so happy to vote for Trump in all three of his elections. However, we were certainly not aware that he was going to put a funding freeze on all USAID. 100% of our wheat produce is bought by USAID and shipped out of the country. So our farm is completely bankrupt. We have no customer. We had this whole deal with the U.S. government, and now that is just gone in a second. And we are completely decimated. USAID buys about $2 billion worth of American farmers' goods annually, and every single one of those farms is in the same boat as us now. It's a sinking boat. He didn't consider us at all when he made these decisions, and it would be impossible for any world leader to do something that could negatively affect us more than what Trump has done to us. And we voted for it.
Kansas MAGA voters, they are regretting their votes. Do you know why? Trump policies is affecting them big time. Trump policies is ruining them.
We told you so. I voted to save your farm. I voted for you. You voted against me. I warned you that within the pages of P 2025, it laid out an intricate plan to decimate organizations like USAID. They do not want any of our money going across the country for free anymore. And that is written in those pages. And we told you about it. And you said, no, I'd rather listen to my daddy shit sandwich over here, because he says, one, it's Democrat hoax, so it must be. Two, he doesn't know anything about it, so he mustn't. And we're lying to you, so you are. Period. So instead of saying, we didn't know this was going to happen, we didn't know, there's no way we could have known, what you should have been saying is, I refuse to listen. I didn't want to trust you. I rather trust a billionaire whose ulterior motives are only to benefit himself and to enrich his family. And I'm voting based on racism. Just say those things, because that's what it is. Everything that is happening to you was 100% laid out. They told you it was coming. And we told you it was coming. So I don't care. I hope you all lose your fucking farms. In Arkansas, all the farmers are drafting a letter to beg Daddy Shitstain for federal funds because they're broke. But they should have known, because we told them it was coming. So in order for America to see that we weren't lying, I need you all to lose your farms.
As we all know, Kansas or Kansas City is heavily an agricultural and rural state. So policies that are being passed are affecting farming, affecting trade, affecting healthcare, and affecting federal spending. You know what? It has a biggest impact to them.
They don't want, a handout. They got that the first time around. Remember that tariffs were put in place in the first Trump administration, and they did backfill that with cash. The farmers don't want that. That's a Band-Aid that doesn't do anything for them going forward. And I think their biggest fear with what's going on right now is that not only are they not able to sell their product right now, export their products, right? But that they will ultimately lose their markets. That countries aren't going to wait forever. They're going to go find somebody else who can supply what Kansas farmers have been supplying. So it is a huge concern, and one that I hope this administration will wake up to.
All of us farmers have officially fucked around, and we have officially found the fuck out now, guys. I am on the verge of bankruptcy. I'm on the verge of tears. Overnight, all of my help fled. My help, out of fear for their safety, their lives, they fled. And now I am left out here standing in my unharvested carrot field. And I'm in Kansas, and this is when carrot harvest goes. In Kansas, this field should be full of workers. But all my workers left. And who the do you think is to blame for that? Every single one of them left. Now I have to by myself try to fill that truck with a load of carrots in one day, and I can't do that, guys. I have to get these carrots to market by next week, where my contract is terminated. This is $936,000 worth of carrots right here, and I can't pick them by myself. If they're unharvested, I will get kicked out of that contract, and I will get sued by the Planters Loves Carrots Company.
1 gallon of gas in Kansas is over half of minimum wage. So in Kansas, gas just hit $4.29. The minimum wage in Kansas is $7.50. So to put this in perspective, if you have like a Toyota Camry or a Nissan Altima or, a car, nothing fancy, your gas tank holds about 15 to 16 gallons, okay? That means that if you work at minimum wage, if you're just starting out, you're a teenager with a part-time job, whatever the reason that you are making minimum wage, it doesn't really matter. It's not the point. You would have to work 8.5 hours just to fill up your gas tank. So you would have to work an entire shift plus some just to fill up your gas tank to get to work, to get to your next shift. Are we winning yet? Is America great again? Oh my God, make it make sense.
Can somebody explain to me why my electric bill is $525 freaking dollars?
So I just got my power bill, and I got charged for the sunlight, the moonlight, the street light, the light of my life, the speed of light, the light of the Holy Spirit, and the light at the end of the tunnel. What the hell?
So Trump administration policies that have had the greatest effect on Kansas cities is including this: tariff and trade policies, Medicaid changes, SNAP, federal workforce and USDA reductions, immigration enforcement. And you know what? These rural farmers from Kansas City, they voted heavily for Donald J. Trump because of the white supremacist policies, because of the racist policies. You see, after voting for a politician because he is white, a white male, this is what they are coming through it. When you talk about tariff and trade policies, Kansas is one of the nation's largest producers of wheat, producers of sorghum, beef, and other agricultural products. And tariffs have reduced export opportunities for some farmers, while increasing the cost of imported farms outputs or farms input, such as fertilizers, equipments. Okay? Number two, he talked about Medicaid changes. The federal changes, including the new work requirements and other eligibility rules, could affect thousands of low-income Kansans who relied on Medicaid for health care. They said, we don't want Obamacare, we want this Medicaid. And now it is affecting them big time. They are regretting their votes for this. When you talk about SNAP, the food assistance, the changes expanded work requirements for food assistance programs. And these affect some low-income families in Kansas, especially in areas with fewer jobs opportunities. This is the result of voting racism. Voting for racism, because it's very much expensive. When you talk about immigration enforcement, it's affecting them too, because the tighter immigration policies affect the Kansas industries that depend on immigrant labor, that depend on the immigrants on meat packing, dairy, working in agriculture farms. So it's making it harder for some employees to fill the jobs. This is affecting them. So many cancers, they supported Trump policies. That is it. Okay? Such as extending tax cuts, reducing regulation, increasing fossil fuel production, and strengthening border enforcement. But they did not know that this gonna affect them big time. And right now, they are calling out for black people like, yo, we should have listened to you. It is an FAFO moment.